Okay, we're on one of the most popular charts there is to trade because of the uh, real thin pip spread. It's the euro against the US dollar. Um, and we've got our pivot point indicator applied to the chart, and we're in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, uh, the this currency pair you can't expect as large of moves, but you can expect large moves from this currency pair, but it's just not going to get as many large moves or the size of the moves that you would off the British pound and the Japanese yen. Um, but I do trade this chart. I'm going to go through all the charts that I watch throughout these videos, and but again, we're in the hour time frame. Let's get started here. Um, Sometimes with the pivots, okay, you can see this, the what I call a long-legged hammer candle, which really just indicates a long shadow. Okay, it's hard to see on this video, but if you look right down here, you can see S2. Okay, it didn't quite make it down to S2, and kind of looks like it had a reversal at S1, when in actuality it was at S2. Um, we did have quite a large move up to here, and it reversed again at R2, and taking this trade, we probably would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of, we would have had a pretty good 100 plus pip move, uh, but that's not typical of the Euro USD, and so you just want to watch it. This is a more typical trade right here, and I probably would have been out at somewhere in this area here, having a sell trade up at this level here of R2, which we had a Harami dark shadow type candle, um, and I would have probably entered this on the 15-minute chart. Uh, see, we're on December 4th here, so we're going to scroll here and look for this trade to take place, if I can find it, right here at S2, and looks a little bit better to follow this coming down. But you can see sometimes by going to a smaller time frame chart, you can get a better entry instead of waiting for the where was I here? The large move on the hourly chart to complete itself. You can get in a lot sooner on the 15-minute chart, and you can be in taking advantage of this large move right here. And okay, we're going to look at this on the 15-minute chart, this buy signal that happened also on the 4th. Let's switch to the 15-minute. And you can see right there, again, you can barely see S2 down on the bottom of this chart right here, but we'd have had to wait a while until it completed itself. But that was a nice trade. You can see when it came down through S1, it wasn't giving any indication at all that it was going to find any support there on this 15-minute chart. However, when we hit S2, it came right back up, and we could tell there was some buying pressure there just by the length of this shadow. Okay, let's go back to the hourly chart here, and we're going to scroll again. The reason why I'm scrolling back in time here is at the present time it's during the holiday week, 2008, and you don't want to trade then. You're going to get false signals, just the volatility, lack of liquidity is going to really make some crazy trades, and you just can't trust it, so you shouldn't trade through the holiday period. So I'm scrolling through, and we're going to look at some trades. I'm on the 1 hour chart. Now here you see one that we hit the level of R3, which would typically be a reversal, and you can see where it reversed a little bit, and if we were on the 15-minute chart you might have had a small trade there, but this was a very strong uptrend here, and it went right through the levels of R3. So it's not 100%. These are just levels where you can look, get a better idea of where to look for a trade in a candlestick signal. All in all, you're going to be pips ahead by using this indicator and trying to stay in for a long term, not just scalp. You can scalp with this indicator. A lot of times you're going to hit these levels on a 5-minute chart. As a matter of fact, let's look at that 5-minute chart and we'll find a place where you can see right here down at the pivot we had a candlestick reversal signal, and we got about 25 pips here. If you like to actively trade, you can do that too, but I like the longer term trades. I feel they're safer. Okay, get back to the hour here. We're going to look at a good reversal right here. Here we go. You can see on the hourly chart here we had two long shadows hit R2 and make their way down. Let's scroll to the 15-minute. Let me go back and see what date that was. That was the 18th. Okay. And this was what it looked on the 15-minute chart. You can see it went up. Selling pressure created the long shadow. It came back up to retest it and made kind of a evening star pattern, excuse me. And then we started dropping. And also with these, you get to different levels here, and you can see where it tried to find support here at the pivot. And indeed, we did find support here at the pivot for quite a while until we went to the next day, and then we dropped back down again to S1, and we kept dropping and reversed at S2, and then we came back up, and you can see resistance at the pivot on the 15 chart. We came back down. Okay, again, if you like to scalp, there's 80 pips right there. But then we came right back up through the pivot. But all in all, if we scroll to the hourly chart, you can really find yourself some opportunities where you're going to get yourself some longer term trades. And again, here we are at present time here, the 26th of December, which you don't want to trade. But scrolling back here, you can see support. Even in just a continuation, we find support at the pivot. It keeps on going. You could have entered at the pivot. My favorite trades are trades where I can gain 80 plus pips, and I can set a wide stop loss and be fairly certain that I'm going to be right more than 50% of the time. Your profit target is 2 to 1 over your loss, and these pivots really help you trade with the candlesticks. Again, on the EURUSD, it doesn't obey it as well as the pound and the yen, but it does obey it, and we can find places where we can look for these trades in reversal areas and get some really good gains. Alright, this is the end of this video, and we're going to take a look at the couple different some other pairs, some of my favorite pairs to trade. The next one's going to be the dollar against the yen. So I'll see you in the next video.